Hello, friends. Let's go to today's question. Let me ask you something today. What management habit looks completely innocent on the surface but can slowly destroy your business? Welcome, my friends. I'm Fred. Here we talk about business investment, real life, and training, all from my personal perspective. And today's question is pure business because many entrepreneurs lose money not because they make one huge mistake, but because they repeat a small mistake every single day. So, what is that habit? In my opinion, the most dangerous, harmless habit in business is this: not being personally involved in your company's finances. That's it. It sounds simple, almost obvious, but you would be shocked at how many businesses completely ignore this part. They delegate it, they avoid it, they run away from it, and in the long run, it costs them a fortune. Let me explain what I mean. No matter what type of business you have, a small shop, a service company, a tech startup, a factory, the most important number in your business is not how busy you are. It's not how many employees you have. It's not how many clients you serve. The most important number is how much profit you are actually making. The final line, the net result. And yet, many entrepreneurs don't even know that number clearly. They say things like, I'm not good with numbers. I am more of a creative person. I prefer to focus on operations. I hired someone to take care of that. And that is exactly where the problem begins. Now, let me be clear here. You can delegate financial operations. You should have accountants, assistants, financial staff. But you can never delegate responsibility and understanding. The owner must be the person most interested in the financial health of the company. Because nobody cares more about your money than you. Let me give you a real life example. Recently, I was talking to a friend of mine who owns an automation company. He told me, I hire a consultant to review my business finances, and he already helped me save thousands. And I thought, great, that's a step in the right direction. But at the same time, I told him that's good, but ideally, you should be that person. Because if you, as the owner, don't understand your own costs, margins, expenses, and cash flow, you are always going to be dependent on someone else, and consultants are expensive. Financial managers are expensive, and sometimes they don't even understand the business as deeply as you do. So, what happens? Entrepreneurs avoid the financial side because it's uncomfortable. Maybe they are engineers, maybe they are technicians, maybe they are great at production, sales, or creativity. But finance feels boring, complicated, or stressful, so they ignore it. And ignoring it is exactly what makes it dangerous. Let me give you another example, a much stronger one. Another friend of mine used to completely delegate his financial control. He didn't follow up closely. He didn't track receivables. He didn't analyze cash flow. Everything was someone else's job. I warned him many times. You cannot outsource this. You need to be on top of it. At first, he didn't take it seriously. Then one day, he changed his approach. He hired two very strict financial employees. What he jokingly called two pit bulls to take care of his finances. But this time, he didn't just delegate, he stayed on top of them. He followed the numbers daily. He monitored everything. And do you know what happened? His company's cash flow exploded. Money started coming back to the business because he discovered something very common. He had a lot of money on the street, unpaid invoices, late payments, clients who simply weren't being charged properly. And here's something important. Most of the time, clients are not even trying to cheat you. Many late payments happen simply because of lack of organization and follow up. But if you don't control your finances, nobody will. So, what changed in his business? Before he was always tight on cash. Money came in and immediately went out. There was no margin, no peace of mind. After taking control of finances, suddenly he had extra money every month. And now he can play investments, improve the company, grow the business instead of just surviving. That is the power of financial discipline. Now, let me share a personal habit that I love and that only works if you truly control your finances. At the beginning of every month, I like to do something very simple. I pay everything at once. All the bills, all the expenses, everything I can. First day of the month, done. And from that moment on, all the money that comes in is free cash flow. It gives you mental clarity. It reduces stress. It gives you control. But you can only live like this if you actually know your numbers. If you don't track your finances, you live in constant uncertainty. You don't know if you are doing well. You don't know if you are getting worse. You don't know where the leaks are. And that is why this habit is so dangerous. It feels harmless. You can run a business for years without paying close attention to finances. Everything seems okay, but slowly profits disappear, costs increase, inefficiencies grow. And one day you realize you work like crazy and have nothing to show for it. Now, let me bring a small counterpoint here. You don't need to be a professional accountant. You don't need to love spreadsheets. But you must know at minimum how much you sell, how much you spend, how much you receive, how much you owe, and how much real profit you make. There are these are non-negotiable. If you don't know these numbers by heart, you are not really managing a business. You are just hoping for the best. And hope is not strategy. Over time, as you gain more experience, something interesting happens. The more you understand finances, the calmer you become as an entrepreneur because you stop running a business based on emotion. You start running it based on facts. You avoid debt. You build reserves. You plan ahead. Your company becomes healthy. And a healthy company gives you freedom. So, to answer today's question clearly, what management habit seems harmless but costs a fortune in the long run? Not taking personal control of your finances. It directly affects your profit, your growth, your peace of mind, and even the survival of your business. I gave you two examples today of real entrepreneurs who were making this mistake, but successful, experienced people, and both improved dramatically once they changed this habit. So, here's my final message to you. No matter how technical, creative, or operational you are, if you own a business, Your first job is to understand the money. Everything else is secondary. Now, I want to hear from you. In your experience, what other small habits can silently cost a business a lot of money? Leave your opinion in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.